van der Beste is.
Tian Swanepoel and in the wing. A superb flick.
In die rechtervleugel.
A strong thing.
What do I do?
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. We are at Jaypee High School for Boys for this first team rugby game. It is the host, Jaypee High School for Boys, coming up against King Edward the 7th School, the team from down the road. One of the oldest and most traditional school boy derbies. As far as that's concerned, we've just seen a scintillating match between the second team, King Edward the 2nd School, in a nail-biting finish there, winning that encounter by 25 points to 24. Both teams have been looking really, really good this season, coming off some great victories last week. We saw Jaypee High School for Boys in a thumping victory against the neighbours from across the Yuxke. They beat Pretoria Boys High School by 57 points to 35. And King Edward the 7th School making history last week by beating Afrikaans Hoër School for their first time ever in a match there. That was won by 33 points to 29. Wonderful break by Shilegbe there last week, loosening up Jason Duplessis to win that one there for the boys. We saw some hockey last night. Wonderful atmosphere here if you're able to make it up. Jaypee coming away 5-1 victors to that one there in terms of the hockey score. My name, Lucky Letsawa, and joining me in commentary, my co-commentator for the afternoon is Logan Bismarck.
Good afternoon, everybody.
So, Logan, we saw two clashes last year. First time in quite a while that they've played two in a season. The first one at King Edward was a nail-biter, and then we saw which Jaypee won subsequently, and then the return leg here was a scintillating one as we go through the team sheets.
Yeah, definitely a scintillating match, that last one, 40-25 that they took at Jaypee Boys. Looking at the lineup here, we've got captain being number 12, Boitumelo Tsatsane, and we've got some star players looking at number 10, the 9 and 10 combination, very good. Looking forward to seeing what they got and what they're going to bring to the table today.
Certainly so. Excellent combination in terms of the 9 and 10. Look out for the centres as well. A dangerous pack. Coming to the King Edward side, it's been a really strong forward pack. You saw them work really, really hard last week in that victory against the Uppies. Leading by example is Lindoguhle Kusane. He'll be leading in that 8th man position. And then the try scorer, have a look for him. He's had a flyer this season, is the man Jason Duplessis.
Yeah. I think we're looking forward to a cracking game with the backline as well. I'm seeing some very high scores previous games here, so it'll be good to see what the backlines bring to the party.
Certainly so. These teams, I'd really like to give it some air. Obviously, looking at the coaching staff, it is mentor versus mentee here. Yeah. Jaypee Boys are being led by Mr. Carl Spillhouse, and then the men from King Edward, they, of course, are led by Mr. Mzwaki Nkosi. Yeah. Just looking at the two teams prepare themselves. Special mention and welcome to all the old boys. It is a reunion weekend from Jaypee High School for Boys. I'm sure they're looking forward to some great results from their team. You'll hear the position of the commentary tower, Logan. They're just beneath us, the school boys. So it'll be a challenge for us to try and keep you up to speed. But it really is an electric atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, you can really feel everything building up now. Both schools are looking forward to this game, and we can hear it. All of their supporters are willing and raring to go. Old boys also looking quite excited here to watch this game going.
Certainly so. You just saw off picture there. Elton Yankees is in the crowd. I'm sure he's glad to be back home, number one, and glad to be chilling on a Saturday afternoon. Not something that he does very often, but a jam-packed crowd, as you can see around us here at Jaypee. I'm sure everybody looking forward to a really exciting game of rugby.
100%.
Looking at the results from today, Logs.
Yep. So we just finished the second team game over there, and obviously KES taking that one by a very small margin there, 25-24. Just getting through there in the last minutes. Under 16 boys, 35-34, also taken by KES. And then under 15, we got 20-18 taken by Jeppe. Under 14, 24-14, KES again taking that. So we've got a bit of a mixture there in terms of which school is dominating today.
Certainly so. Great mixture, but also good to see the competitiveness. I had a look through all the other sides today, and really some nail-biting encounters, and lovely to see that the games are so close.
Very good rugby coming through today, and I think the first team is going to be probably along the same sentiments. We're going to see some good rugby today. Looking forward to it.
Certainly so. As you can hear, come on the Reds by the visitors, ushering on their first team. They will be led, of course, by Captain Lunda Guhle Ngasane.
Yeah, the boys are looking raring to go. Coming off that win of the second team, I think this cheer is loud and proud.
You remember those days, don't you, Logan, as King Edward old man yourself?
Very fondly so. Never quite leaves you that memory of cheering for your school. Still gives you goosebumps every now and then.
Hey, but we used to sweat in those blazers, man. The sun is unforgiving here in the Highveld. Forget the fact that it's winter. Hey, you used to bust yourself, huh?
Definitely.
Doing well to take that time, these guys, huh?
Yeah, looks like we're running a bit late, but let's let it build up. Starting the slow clap here now, just to build a bit more atmosphere.
Do remember, folks, you're welcome to interact with us. If you're not able to make it out here to the game, we are, of course, on all sorts of social media platforms. Hashtag SSL Rugby. We are on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, as well as on Instagram. For those of you that like old Insta, do send your comments and messages of support for both teams, and we'll gladly read them out here. Couple of fixtures also on the go in and around Gauteng. Logan, I saw as coming through here, Jaypee, of course, is here. And then we've got Parktown versus Pretoria Boys High School. I wonder how that's going. That's across the way on Empire. And then a massive clash down at Dale and Bishop's afternoon. There's Anthony Short. He's coming to us from the class of 84 here at Jaypee. He says, go Jaypee. And so to the class of 83. Geez, there's an 80s today. Gregory Bryant, we see you as well. Thank you very much for your message of support. He's saying, go the black and white.
Thanks to Sean as well, coming in, class of 94, touching base with us.
We heard the pipe band of Jaypee going off a little bit earlier, really adding some senaz, some champagne, some champopo. Huh? That was really nice to hear from them. We know how good Ms. Nkosi is with these mind games, delayed tactics. Huh? I don't know if the KES bus is still stuck coming from King Edward VII. Huh?
Maybe it's just a tactic, like you say. Eh? Jaypee boys are looking really pumped today, Lux. You can see by their supporters.
They're really, really looking pumped, and they've got good reason to be. They've enjoyed a really lovely season. And King Edward coming into this one, their last tasted victory in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, by 35 points to 10. It's been Jaypee all the way. So Jaypee looking for their third in a row this afternoon. I'm sure that idea has got them revved up and raring to go.
Yep. And here we see the boys coming, getting ready to come onto the field.
A message coming through from the executive headmaster here, from the host, Mr. Dale Jackson. He would like to welcome all the staff, parents and learners, as well as the visitors from King Edward VII and anyone associated to the wider Jaypee community for this much anticipated match. And he looks forward to a great day of friendly competition. That's a word from the executive headmaster, Mr. Dale Jackson. Very concentrated faces as we saw them run through that tunnel.
Captain looking very fierce as well. Looks like he's focused. He's ready for the game today. A game on.
Certainly so. Good focus. Looks on the faces. It'll be interesting to see how they bounce back from that victory from last week. From a physical point of view, it took quite a lot, and I'm sure psychologically as well, as we see the mighty black and white, the Zebras, make their way in front of their home support.
Led by the captain, obviously, Mr. Tsatsane. The traditional black and white cheer and chant is coming on.
Certainly so. Neville Abbott, we see you as well. Class of 96, watching all the way from Sydney. Jaypee KES 2019. Thanks for getting in touch with us. Do remember, folks, if you're not able to be here with us, it is brought to you live, this one, as we see the support coming in their numbers as the men in black and white make their way onto the park.
All set for a cracking game, I think, Lux.
All set, certainly. I would goosebumps. I'm raring to go. And the man with the best view and the best seat in the house will be the man in charge also, Mr. Quinton Pretorius. He's the one in charge of this encounter. Certainly does not get better than this, folks. You want traditional, you want old school, you want a government school derby, you want one of the longest Johannesburg rivalries in terms of school sport, in particular with rugby. If I'm not mistaken, today marks the 89th time that these two teams meet up against each other.
That's a sign of great health in the structures and in the system, Lux, and it's good to see it. For those of you not here today, I think that the atmosphere here is just really synthesizing, whatever it is,
English,
everything.
All those
scintillating. That's the one. That's it.
And it doesn't help that that smell of Brovos from the tower there is helping add to the atmosphere as well.
Just playing with our feelings there a little bit there.
I'll have you know, if you want to Brovos, so now's the time to go, because obviously everyone's watching the game now.
Minimal cues.
Referee waiting for the signal from Tsatsane, gives him the go-ahead. And we're off, folks. From your left to your right, King Edward in their regular red strip, and the home team, Jaypee High School for Boys, in their black and white strip. As we see the first big hit of the day. That's a massive statement from the visitors.
Strong tackle there, gaining some yards early on there. Looking good there for KES.
First penalty going the way of King Edward.
It's good to see him going straight for the touchline there. Showing some positivity there in the beginning.
As we see in that highlights reel, the penalty there obviously for an offside pickup. Good take from the line there as we see a short ball for Connor van Buren. Try time, King Edward.
Well taken, well taken. Well controlled to get over the line there. Love to see the replay on that one. Let's see how he gathers it in and gets it over the line there. That's Connor van Buren taking it over there. KES number 7 looking really strong early on there.
Fantastic to see there.
And as we see the replay there, we've got Connor taking it in straight from the line there, and over he goes. Strong effort there, I think, Lux.
Certainly so. Good take there by the jumper, Franco Du Plessis. Connor van Buren has moved from the lock position, where he normally applies his trade, and now moving through to the flank position. Territory is going to be very important between these two sides, and wonderful to see King Edward taking full advantage of the opportunity as we see the extra 2 points added by Conan Davies.
Good to see early on there, just 2 minutes in, and we've got KES taking it 7-0. Let's see what Jaypee has to come back to that one.
A miscue there from Du Plessis. The ball, however, does go backwards. On cleanup duty is Davis.
I think well out there from Mr. Davis himself.
That'll bring Blay to just about the halfway point. It'll be a throw-in for Mutaung. Short line-out option here. We can see Kelvin Couperus. He's going to be the go-to man here. Loose trio set just out of picture here as we see the ball stolen.
Stolen by KES there.
It comes now for Van Buren again to Ngusana. Captain keeps the ball alive. Connor Van Buren again. Selegbi takes it down. Jeez, he's been busy so far, has Connor.
Yeah, they're putting in the hard grind here. They're putting in the hard work early on. Taken in there by Franco Du Plessis.
Solid line speed so far by Jaypee, Logan.
Looking very straight and very clear with intent there as they defend.
Good line break here by Davis. He's got options to his left-hand side.
Space. We've got number 6
Du Plessis
going there.
hands it over. And try time here by Nkomo.
I think KES is taking advantage of some early gaps being made in the defense of Jaypee there, Lux.
2 visits into the opposition's 22 and a possible 14 points coming out of it. That's a happy coach to begin with. As we see on this highlights reel, Davis, good ball in hand, draws a 2-on-1 with his play there, and then releases Du Plessis. Did well to come back on the inside. He knew the touchline was there, and fantastic by Nkomo as a support runner there to ensure the 5 points goes the way of the men in red.
Really good to see the numbers that they're carrying with the ball, with the ball carrier. He's got 2 to 3 men around him.
As we see Davis now, he will look to add the extra 2. Just shy of the uprights. We're about 6 minutes into this encounter. It is at 12-0 in favor of King Edward. Logan, you are Tsatsane at this point. What would you have said to your players behind the post as they got huddled up there?
I think we just, I would tell them to just, let's get to the basics, get your defensive line, straightened, get everybody, mark your man, go back to basics, I think.
Jaypee in desperate need to get their hands on the ball. As we see a wonderful take there by Couperus. Look out for this man, the halfback. He's very, very dangerous, is Tiro. Tiro assesses the options. Decides route 1 by by the front forward Ntembu. Advantage being played by the referee. Penalty advantage for an offside line.
Captain opts for the line. I think they'd like to put some early pressure back onto KES after those 2 tries, Lux.
Certainly so. It'll be good to see because King Edward haven't really been under pressure so far. And there's a massive forward pack from Jaypee High School. Look out for that man, Mtembu. But looking at a number 6 ball, but Mr. Pretorius wasn't happy about something. So we'll retake that line out. It is a full complement for Jaypee. Couperus on the ball. Lovely maul set there. It is going forward. Sneaks out the back door, does Jaypee High School for boys. They're back into this game. First points of the board going to the big man there. Look at that big chest of his. Sibu Shongwe. They did go, as we see these highlights once more. Kupres collects the ball. The maul is set. Sees the line. Does Shongwe. And you're not going to stop the big man from there, are you?
Doesn't look like anyone can stop that man. Big chest, as you did say.
Deep concentration there from Diro.
Oh. Just off the post there, looked like it was going in.
Jeez, I had all my money on that one now, almost coming in there.
So the deficit remains 7 there.
It does remain 7. Not, I was about to say, not your ordinary action, not to say there's an ordinary action when it comes to kicking, but Diro really does have a very interesting way of kicking, as we see a great take by Selengbi. Advantage being played by the referee. There was a knock on there from Duplessis. Diro clears the lines.
Just relieving the pressure that came from that that take over there. Unlucky to lose the ball a bit there, KES was.
Dr. John Smith, hello to you too. Julio, he's watching all the way from Belgrade in Serbia. Thanks very much for tuning in. Back onto the action now.
Taken in there by Ruthel.
He gets played to just about the 10-meter line. Somebody dropped their lipstick in that rack.
It's a bit unfortunate, Daylight. We're seeing a lot of that lipstick drop the past, 5 minutes or so of play.
Certainly. As we see the first scrum of the game, this will be interesting. Two very, very solid forward packs.
I think it'll be a great contest to watch. Both packs are looking really strong, big boys up front there. Quite a flat attacking backline set up there for Jaypee at the moment, Lux.
Advantage being played by the referee. Quick pick up there and a busting run. Need to be careful, King Edward. Very high on that line. Need to be just wary of the offside trap from the side. Referee coming back to the previous infringement. And I'm sure the captain, Tsatsane, will look to get Jaypee as close, if not inside that 22.
I think we really got to look for the yardage now. We've got to get into the half of KES, get some more attacking play going there. He's gained about 10 meters there. We're just on the 40 mark there.
Knock coming backwards from Cooper, says Mr. Pretorius. Play continues. Diro looks to his left as we see another infringement there. Knock on by the try scorer there, Sibu Shongwe.
Definitely so. Both sides looking just a bit unsettled with ball in hand. A few drop balls, a few knock-ons there.
Harris fed that one well. Thumping run there. He really does do well to get over the advantage line. Does Selegbi. Van Vieren takes King Edward to halfway. Comes for Davis. He's a big man, is Van Niekerk. Again, options to the short side. Knock on there by King Edward.
Well contested
Ball.
there by Jaypee, unlucky not to come away with it.
Referee missed that one. King Edward very fortunate to still be in possession of the ball. Davies did well to straighten. He needs support. Wonderful counter-ruck by Jaypee High School for boys as we see a thumping run there. Diro is taken to ground. We'll need another halfback. Going nowhere slowly with those forwards. Diro once more. The captain leaving the ball behind. I spoke about that man, Mukwena. Watch out for him, Logan. First time I've really seen him on the ball. Almost playing a sweeper role for Jaypee. Don't give that man too much space. Doesn't need a second invitation to have a go.
He looks very willing and ready to put his dancing shoes on there. And we spoke about that 9-10 combination of Jaypee. Still looking to unlock them and just see what they've got in store for us. Haven't seen too much from them yet.
They came away with points last time, Jaypee, from a similar situation to this. King Edward will need to be careful as we see a great take by Nkomo. Motsache took that ball into contact. Davis now. It comes for Jaypee High School for boys. Redcliffe gives it off to Tiro. Tiro now for the hookup. Enterprising stuff this from Jaypee. Duprier is taken down. Opts for the short side. Duprier again, the man taken to ground. They're doing well, King Edward, to meet their man at this point.
Looking really strong on the defense there. Some really
Route
strong
one,
tackles coming in.
Comes Kelema.
Jaypee seeming quite comfortable to just keep plugging away at it.
You can see what they're trying to do here, Logan. They're trying to suck in some defenders so they can release out wide. Not working to full effect at the moment. They almost seem to be going backwards. So I'd like to see the halfback there, Tiro.
KES really up to that challenge.
Good pod set up there by Jaypee. The captain now. Great defensive effort there by the little man Davies. Has a go himself, Tiro. Cooper is now. They're really loving the short side this afternoon. Lovely little dot there by Redcliffe, that fullback. They've been really patient, has Jaypee really been patient, and wonderful control thus far by the halfback Tiro. They're just bodies everywhere, aren't they, Logan?
Looks like wreckage over there.
King Edward in desperate need of numbers. If Tiro can just look to his right-hand side.
And they're still plugging away with it, Lux.
They'll be left wanting King Edward if Tiro looks to his right. Good discipline by the defensive team thus far. Never want to concede in the red zone. Very slow to get that ball out. It comes out Tiro. Tsatsane. Oh. Cluttering tackle there. Turnover has been won by King Edward. Much reprieve. Van Buren now.
Got space wide there.
It's going to be a foot race. That's wonderful stuff. That's a great run. Connor once more. Jeez, he's having a blinders, Van Buren.
That was a tense 2 minutes of play there, I think, Lux.
Certainly so. I think the forwards coach, Mr. Senna Esthuizen, will be really happy with that defensive effort.
Good defensive effort. That was a good set of wave of Jaypee's forwards plaguing along there. I think that was a good 20 or so plays there, set plays.
So good patience shown by Jaypee, but really I would have liked to see them come away with something from the pressure they managed to put King Edward under.
A little bit scrappy there coming out of the line out.
Sheesh, and you get a bit of a breather. It's been about end to end the last 5 or so minutes. Wonderful to see the back and forth and some massive, massive hits. That's exactly what you want to see at a classic schoolboy derby.
Classic rugby coming from the boys here. Getting the crowd going as well. The atmosphere is still the same. Everybody on their feet.
Look at Connor. Sit down is the call. He's really played so well thus far, has Connor.
Good shot from KES coming there.
Round the back comes Ethan Fisher. That's a great drive. It gets him deep inside the 22. Davies. Wrapped
Well
up
smothered.
beautifully by Jambane. The captain from King Edward spots a half cap. Harris now. Ball is knocked backwards, says referee. Play continues. Van Buren once more.
Some numbers there, Lux.
Similar tactics being employed here by King Edward in terms of that forward pods as we see the ball coming out there for Fisher.
Oh.
Can Fisher get across the line? The flag is up from the assistant referee.
Great attempt there, though.
Wonderful attempt as we see a caution coming from the referee, Mr. Pretorius. Just double checking with a touch judge.
Just checking in on that replay. Ball goes out to him.
Loop around, wasn't it?
Beautiful loop there. He does handle it. Touch judge obviously calling it out there.
Van Dijk! The big man Van Niekerk. I'm sure he was surprised to see himself in acres of space. He had the ball in his basket and a white line a couple of meters away.
Oh, he definitely took advantage of it, though.
Wayne Van Niekerk, the tight head prop there, gets over the line with a 5-pointer. Difficult to see from that previous player if the player was in touch or not. It will not matter anymore as King Edward come away with the 5 points there.
Lux, you mentioned earlier that every time KES has made its way into the 22 of Jaypee, something has happened.
Certainly so. Just a replay of that try once more. Initially, I thought it was a horrible overthrow, and then Van Niekerk just jumped out in the middle of nowhere as you see him there. Perhaps he'll play a lock forward next week.
He was probably as surprised as we were to see that he got the ball there. Just to the left of the post there, not able to convert.
Both kickers, you saw the one earlier from Tiro, both kickers have really had difficult kicks to get over.
22 minutes in, Lux. Jaypee 5, KES 17. Score looking good for KES at the moment.
Looking good at the moment is the code word there, because Jaypee can bounce back at any time. We've seen it before.
Pack is really looking strong. The forwards look like they're ready to do business still. Be interesting to see if they continue with the same tactics. Tatsane puts it deep there. Redcliffe of KES just fumbling a little bit there. Possession, Jaypee with good prime ball going into the 22 there.
Fantastic attacking opportunity. He won't be too happy with himself, Redcliffe there. Really under no pressure. It should really be an ordinary take from him, but the occasion does get to some players. Good attacking platform here for Jaypee boys, like you said.
Yeah, it'll be good to see what they do from this. We've got Abdul as well coming in all the way from Auckland. Ross as well, coming in from Scotland, all over the world, I think, Lux.
Jeez, Jaypee boys are all over, hey? Welcome to you, Ross, and thanks very much for tuning in. For the rest of you, please do catch us. We are live from School Sport Live on all sorts of social media platforms. Do send your message of encouragement. We'll be happy to read those out.
Strong scrum there from KES, but Jaypee able to retain the ball. Tiro looking for options to his left.
Ball comes now for the Jaypee boys. Tiro, ball off to Cooperis. Wonderful skip pass there by the captain Tatsane, and over goes the fullback Gareth Lowe.
Wonderful space found there, I think, on the open side. Blind side, sorry.
On the blind side there, correctly so, but a great vision there by the captain Tatsane. Fantastic delivery pass to see off Gareth Lowe in the corner. Brilliant.
Good handling.
Both those defenders got sucked in by the dummy. Kick from almost a carbon copy position from earlier.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, quite difficult positions to kick from for, I think, all of the conversions thus far.
Deep concentration here from Tiro. Away to the left, not a very easy kick. Once again, Tiro has a look to the left. The captain comes running around. Wonderful suck in there by the defender. And jeez, almost landing up into the spectators. Gareth Lowe. He puts Jaypee right back in this contest. I told you don't sleep on the mighty black and white. It was 17 points to 5 a couple of minutes ago, and now they're right back in it. A converted try to level it. Wonderful take there by the lock forward, Justin Calamia.
Space out wide there.
Unfortunate there, as we see. A wonderful interception. Ball lost forward. Advantage Jaypee High School for boys. Wonderful run here and a great handoff. Full of running is this Jaypee High School for boys team. That's what you call taking advantage of a mistake. We saw the knock-on happen there from King Edward. Jeez, I'd like to see that that fend off again. I'm sure somebody's got 5 fingers imprinted on the side of their face.
Given a little bit of space, he really looks like he can light something on fire there. Looking good.
We see here, we can see the idea of Gareth Lowe. Couldn't believe his luck. Du Plessis, unfortunately, he gave the ball away. As we see here, one fend. Here comes a big fend here. Makes Nkomo sit down. He does. Back to live action now. The ball's been carried forward by King Edward.
Just an obstruction there that pulled them away from that opportunity. Still have possession though, KES do.
Jeez, it's been end-to-end stuff here, Logan.
As we watch a replay there taken in. Big knock there coming from number 11 there, Fisher. Unable to convert that opportunity, unfortunately.
Good to see the backlines not afraid to have a go and not afraid to ask people to sit down very nicely, huh?
Effective in doing so as well. Mokwena showing his strength there. Is this the first penalty attempt that we have of the game, Lux?
Certainly so. It'll be the easiest of kicks so far from both fly halves. I think the tactic here is we're just getting to about half-time. This will put King Edward
just out of point-scoring distance. Yes,
just correct. Out of a converted tries distance, as we see a successful penalty attempt there by Davies. The score now, we're just about reaching the half-time break. It is 20 points in favor of the visitors.
It's been really back and forth. I think Lux, both teams really trying their best. Use the opportunities given. KES getting the upper hand thus far.
Musana, the captain. Fends one, gets taken to ground by another. Connor adds a couple of centimeters. Hits a brick wall, does King Edward.
Strong tackle. KES doing well to retain the ball there. The ball
Good tester for the Jaypee captain. Oh. Wonderful run by the captain. He gets up to the 10-meter line and is still going.
Good tackle to take him down there.
Options to the left. Advantage being played by the referee. I think it was a bit of a high tackle there.
A little bit dangerous there.
Jaypee will want to have the last say in terms of this half here, Logan. They would like to get away with some points here. Opposite for King Edward, they would like to make sure that they stay with this 10-point gap come the halftime break.
Yeah, you'd want to go into the break with a little bit closer to KES, I think, as Jaypee. I think they're going to fight to do that right now. They continue grinding away, Jaypee.
They do, and Mohau is calling for the ball. He really does want to get his hands on the ball. It comes for Tsatsane. Mohau on the ball now. Looks to Gareth Lowe. The 8th man is on the wing. Tackle there.
Strong tackle there from Du Plessis. Not looking too bad, the Jaypee backline there. Given some space. I think that's why they were calling for the ball.
Give them space at your own peril, correctly so, Logan. I'd like to see that combination of Mutlahleli and Tsatsane a little bit more often. They're very dangerous players as we see a clean break from that line out. Jaypee have been in similar positions before and they've always come away with points here.
Jaypee backline will be calling for the ball right there.
Overlap here. Desperate defense on the line. Tiro reaches 5 points to Jaypee High School.
That'll be just what they were looking for going into the break, Lux, as we mentioned earlier. Strong play from Tiro. They're able to spot the line. Saw the gap, went for it.
Wonderful stuff there by Tiro.
He's got a very good eye, doesn't he?
Certainly
Very
so, spotted the half there, but I'm sure must be breathing a massive sigh of relief that he gets to kick just in front of the post. He's at the most difficult of kicks as we see him add the extra 2 points. Was a good run here initially by the forward pack. Desperate defense over the line here. You thought the captain was in for all money. But very, very lazy were those pillar defenders. And Diro giving the right of reply to Jaypee.
Definitely found one thing, KES, that time on the pillars. As we get going again. Good take there from Jaypee.
It was Jaypee, and then the ball was stolen somehow by King Edward. Referees playing advantage for the knock-on. Must have just dropped it in and amongst all those players there.
Some good contest between the two teams on the ground there, Lux. A lot of excitement around the ruck area.
Massive, massive excitement, and good to see all the players stepping up. Everybody's fronting up, and everybody is really making themselves very, very proud, as well as their teammates. Every time they get onto the ball, everybody managing to get some go forward. Jeez, we've seen some massive hits thus far in this game.
Some big knocks coming through there. KES feeds into the scrum there.
Comes into the center. Does well to hang on desperately. Does Jalembe. Davies gets the team inside the 22. Leaves the ball behind for Harris. Doing well to try their best to hold them up. Working the pods is Harris. Redcliffe thought he was going to have a go, but went nowhere.
2 meters from the line there, Lux.
Edging ever closer here. Van Niekerk on the ball. The big man goes over.
He's on top form, isn't he, today, Lux? That's his second try today.
Jeez, who would have thought that a prop before half-time would be gunning for a hat-trick? Jeez. It's got everything this game. We're just on about half-time. I thought Jaypee had done enough in terms of getting back onto that scoreboard there, but King Edward weren't quite done. Did well to have these pods going. Harris controlled the game really, really well. And then we saw quite a lovely run from Joseph I. He got just centimeters short here. Harris was about to get his hands on the ball, and Van Niekerk said, no, give me the ball. I know route one.
Gap well spotted there, I think, but by Van Niekerk.
Little bit of concern for Joseph. He's gone down behind your picture there. Davies was receiving attention, as you see, so Redcliffe looks like he's going to be the man to take the kick here. Wonderful kick there by Redcliffe to add the extra 2 points. As we have one last look at that. Look at the big man, Van Niekerk. Harris about to take the ball. Pretty much takes it out of his hands and says, no, thank you very much. Give the ball to me. Folks, it's been a scintillating first half. We are at Jaypee Boys High School. It is the first encounter for Jaypee High School for boys versus King Edward. It's halftime. The score, 27 points to 10. 10 point the difference at this stage. We'll see you shortly after this. Jeez, I need something to drink. Welcome back, everybody. Jeez, what a first half. We're up the road at Jaypee High School for boys for this first team game between the hosts, Jaypee, and the visitors, King Edward. First half was full of tries, 2 by the big man, Van Niekerk. It's 27 points to 17 as we see the second half get underway. Managed to catch your breath there, Logan?
After that half, just about, hey, Lux? Some riveting things coming up from the first half there. Both teams looking good, but KES just able to get a few more tries in there. KES clears out to just past the halfway line there.
Do get in touch with us, folks. That's us. Interact with us. I'm on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram. Logan's just a guy. He's just a guy. Just a guy.
I'm just here.
Just a guy who's here. What are the messages you would have given to Jaypee if you were the coaches there? What do you think was said to the guys at the break?
I think it's just a matter of composure, hey, Lux. I think take the opportunities as they have been doing, so they just need to make more.
Wonderful run there by the captain. Ball comes to the right. Really working hard, this forward pack.
I don't know about you, Lux, but I'd definitely like to see a bit more ball getting to the back line of the Jaypee team.
King Edward's in trouble if that back line sees the ball from Jaypee. Kupres stopped by Connor.
Crunching tackle there by number 6 there, Nkomo.
Good to see him back up. He was receiving some attention at the break.
Just left the ball behind there.
Very fortunate to get away with that. They just need to be careful of their lines. I thought that line speed from King Edward was just a little bit rushed. Need to be careful of that offside trap. Come on the Reds, says Stu Close. He's watching all the way from Mauritius. Do send us your words of support. Similar to Gareth all the way from Dubai. He says, come on Jaypee. Jaypee all the way. Harris clears the scrum. As we see Radcliffe. Options.
Just close themselves up a bit there. Lux looking for the switch there.
He did look for the loop around. Obviously, he was in quite a precarious position, being so close to the touchline.
Touch there, correct. What do you think was said to the KES team in that halfway, in that break?
The defensive efforts would have been commended, and their visits into the opposition 22. Unfortunately for them, just falling asleep at crucial times. They're being intimidated by that forward pack from Jaypee, as we see closer to the line. They've really come unstuck there. So I'm sure the message there from the coaching staff would be make sure that that defensive line is a little bit better structured. What I've really been impressed with from Davis is those kicks on the restart. They've really been high and hanging, and King Edward has done well to regather and really put the home team under pressure. Davies for isolated there. He needs some support. Attempted steal by Jaypee. Ball, however, available. Van Buren. Stopped well in his tracks there. Prince Mulea. Show and go from the center. Big Van Niekerk. Davies. Just need to get their systems together. King Edward looking a little bit wishy-washy. Unforced error there. Quick to pounce on it is Jaypee. The man's right on the ball there. scrum in favor of Jaypee. Mr. Pretorius adjudicating. Balls not coming out of there. Bodies everywhere. Will reset for a scrum. Looked like a lack of communication in those last couple of phases in the back line there, Logan. The interplay between the forwards and backs not really working very nicely for King Edward in those phases.
Just looking a fraction lost there when they need to be a little bit more assertive and a bit more confident with ball in hand, I think. Starting to open up that back line, though. It seems as though from the set pieces, though, KES are. Maybe a different tactic coming into the second half. Put a few more points on the board through that tactic.
Certainly so. Looking for more of the same from Tiro. He's really been a champion in marshalling the troops from Jaypee.
He does an awesome job of getting his players in the right position, setting up his pods, and then feeding off to 10 when there is a bit of opportunity and some space.
Will be interesting to see what Sechaba Mokwena has up his sleeve here.
What's your take of the scrum, Lux? Who do you think's got the upper hand here going into these?
To be perfectly honest with you, the scrums have been a little bit messy. As we see it pop out for King Edward.
Fisher does well there.
He does really well considering his isolation. Ball does, however, get to the touchline.
A little bit outnumbered there, 4-1. Jaypee does a good job of getting him out the field.
Lovely jump there, attempted sack. The big man employed now. They've got to be careful of that line there, King Edward. They're really very, very high there, that offside line.
Jaypee just looking to set up that maul. A little bit of a different tactic there.
The eighth man has a show and go himself. Does Jambane. Wonderful efforts from the little halfback Harris. Holding was the call. He decides to go himself. Handoff there. Numbers on the outside.
Oh.
Goes a direct route. Does I. Advantage being played by the referee. Deep in the 22 are King Edward. Good run there by Ruthel. Van Niekerk. Does well to stay on his feet, the big man.
He's looking for his
Harris. He's isolated there, is Fisher. Advantage still being played by the referee. Penalty advantage. Van Niekerk. Can he reach for the hat-trick? Musana. There's Harris with a gap. Harris, try!
You could feel the tension building up there, Lux.
I don't think he could believe his luck. Harris looked up, no pillar defenders, easy as you like. He was a man that initially won the penalty beyond their halfway mark, if you remember.
That's correct.
Did well here to present the ball, Musana. Harris looks up. Cooperis was the pillar defender there. Managed to get away from him. And the first points of the second half go in favor of the visitors.
Davies converts there, adds the extra 2. That brings the scores to 17-34, deficit of 17. KES looking a little bit stronger here in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Certainly so, but Jaypee far from over. Still 25 minutes here to go.
You definitely get the sense that anything is possible. Still early days here. A lot of time for Jaypee to come back.
Certainly so. Very, very early days, and we know what this Jaypee side is capable of. He was heavily strapped up, was Tsatsane. All that's come away now. he'll look to get the game underway. Lovely hit there by Jaypee, Nettie's man. Usana for Van Buren. Davies will look to relieve some pressure. Under that ball is the captain. Does well to get over the advantage line. Slowing that ball down, King Edward. Wonderful support there. Kalama amongst others. Kupris the dummy. Lovely wrap tackle there. Offside the call. Unable to continue some momentum there, Jaypee.
Good work by KES though, unable to stop that Jaypee machine from coming any much further.
They're in desperate need of building some phases are Jaypee. We know they got the potential. They're just struggling to get a couple of phases together, getting knocked out quite early in the exchanges.
A little bit more composure, you think, needed, Lucky?
Good take and a good throw at the back there. First time we've seen a maul from King Edward. Jaypee doing well to slow it down. Selengbi, Redcliffe. Thumping tackle there for Fisher. Selengbi's really been looking for work today. First man on the ball is Cooperis.
Captain does well there to retain that.
Wonderful efforts here. What do you do now, Logan? Do you take the points or are you going straight for the line?
I think let's take the line.
Jeez.
While you're up.
Sure.
Good momentum coming from KES, so I would think that the captain would, want to continue with that role. Keep the momentum going, get some more points on the board.
Going to need a big defensive effort here, the host.
Just found a bit wanting, I think, Jaypee's defense the last 5 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Surely Este isn't looking for that hat-trick.
You can see Van Niekerk at the back there, so possible for that overthrow option once more.
They set up the maul, the driving maul there. They've got momentum. Over!
Time.
Well done to convert that.
Wonderful rolling maul there set up by King Edward. And jeez, isn't he deserving of a try? Connor van Buren, the try scorer there. He's really worked hard, and to come away with a try must be awesome. That's 4 tries from the forwards, if I'm not mistaken, huh? Jeez, that's a good day for forwards coach Sena Esterhazen.
KES's forwards are starting to show their worth, I think. Well done to the coach. I'm sure he'll be quite impressed and quite happy with their performance thus far.
Certainly so. Confirmation of the try scorer there, Connor van Buren, as Davies looks to add the extra 2, which he does. Scoreline now reads 41 points to 17 in favor of the visitors. It's an uphill battle now for Jaypee boys. Let's see what they've got in the tank. Restart from Captain Tsatsane. Wonderful take and good protection offered by Van Niekerk. Redcliffe will make it as far as Jambane. Comes now for Low. Low to Tsatsane. Met by his opposite number there, Selengbi. Comes to our near side. Hands off one. Presents the ball. Lovely interplay between the backs and forwards there. In control and the thick of things is Tiro. Slow to come out that ball. Tsatsane now will look for some territory. Good take by Redcliffe. It's isolated, does well, does that Jaypee winger. First time we've seen Hugo Montero. I beg your pardon, Kamogelo Tlome. Fisher's had to work really hard for that touchline today. Musane. Musane still. Now for Harris. He needs some support. At halfback is Fisher. Duplessis gives the ball off. Musane. Skip pass. Davies. Duplessis once more. Falls for Joseph I. Edging ever closer. Has a reach over the top. Try time given. Last man to stand up there.
Some good composure shown by KES there. Building it up, and then able to capitalize there, Lux.
Unfortunately not the referee adjudicating that he had just lost the ball forward over the line. The prop forward of Prince Muela thought he was in for all money there. He got closer to Ruthel. And then Prince just has a look over the top. Yep, dropped the lipstick just over the line.
Just unfortunate as the tackle was made there.
Wonderful stuff there by Jaypee. Good defense.
Strong scrum coming in there from KES. For me, they really seem to be dominating that scrum. A lot of forward momentum coming from their forward pack and driving through the Jaypee scrum. Jaypee feed into the scrum. They want to get out of the danger zone right now.
Looking for a tight head. Good scrum there by the home team.
And the ball is cleared there by Jaypee. Not very effective though, just before the 22.
Another derby we've got for us down south. It is Dale College. They're up against Grey High School. That game is about 8 minutes in and in favor of the men from Grey. It is 7-0. One converted try to nil against Dell College. Look out for that encounter. Also brought to you live by School Sport. Back to this encounter, however. Musana will set them all. Jaypee looking to push it out towards the side. It comes for Harris. Clatter into each other. Do the two centers. Harris taking on the ball. Illegally so, adjudicating the referee. So, I remember back in the day with the mighty thirds. Penalty in this position. Give it to the big man. Let him run over, man.
The mighty thirds.
The mighty thirds. Yeah, that was us.
Any opportunity, ball
Yeah.
in hand.
Then coach, Mr. Erasmus, didn't believe in kicking. He says, what is the stuff? Just pick up the ball and run. Davies, sure, he's had a good game. Dictated well. Good interplay between backs and forwards. Really, really lovely kicks as well.
Really read the game very well. And able to get another 3 points onto the board there for KES.
Certainly so. Adds 3 points. That's his second penalty of the game. King Edward edging ever closer to that big 5-0 number. Jaypee, no reply yet in the second half. Another deep restart. Full of running are the visitors, and why wouldn't you be? Good run there by the captain, finally brought down by the lock forward from Jaypee. Looks for territory, Davies. Come for Jambane.
Stopped in his tracks there. Good running ball there coming in.
Tsetsane makes some meters.
Just starting to see a few tired bodies out there, Lux.
It's been a very physical game, some massive hits. So we see a couple of the Jaypee players changes are being made already.
I think this would be a good time to start calling on your reinforcements, revitalize, put a bit more energy onto the field there. It's sense that KES is smelling victory here, Lux. Just under 15 minutes to go.
I think victory is done and dusted. It's just how much the victory is going to be worth. Some attention being given to the captain, looks like, from Jaypee. His right knee was heavily strapped up at the beginning of this game.
Definitely doesn't look good over there.
No, he looks to be in some discomfort. That's a reason for the break in the game thus far. Just about 10 minutes left in this encounter. Back up on his feet. Lovely to see that he's able to continue. More strapping onto that knee.
A little bit more reinforcement once again. He'd want to lead his troops out here till the end.
Leaves the ball there behind, does Davies.
Adjudicated to be lost forward there. Another scrum feed here for Jaypee.
massive appreciation, I'm sure, from the management of Jaypee High School for Boys in terms of the numbers that have come out. Jeez, you really can't see an empty seat in this house. Everybody's come through for this game, and why wouldn't you? Like we mentioned a little bit earlier, one of the longest Johannesburg boys' school derbies. Always a pleasure to watch. Lovely loop around pass there.
Space out wide
2-on-1 option. Redcliffe is going to go over. Try time for King Edward. Full of running was Yulan Redcliffe. Once again, you'll see in the highlights here. Look at the distribution from Davies.
Good decision making there. Looking wide already. Redcliffe giving the easy job of taking it home. Well coordinated though.
And good to see Fisher moving across to the opposite wing to assist in that movement there. He really did well. And he's one player that's really been looking for work. Another difficult kick here for Davies. I'm sure if he's successful, there'll be a tumultuous roar from the visitors, as that'll see them over the 50-point mark. Across the face of the goal, it does remain 49 points to 17. Just under 10 minutes to go here. The Jaypee supporters will be eager for their team to get onto the scoreboard in this second half. They've toiled hard, these men, haven't they?
Definitely so. Both teams looking like they've been in a war. Still fair amount of time left in this game, though. The war is not done, although the scoreline says something different.
High restart. Gathered by try scorer Connor van Buren. Allows one to sit down. Almost another. Wonderful steal there by Jaypee. Holding on to the ball, and the man with the efforts there is Cooperis.
They've really competed well at that breakdown, I think, Lux. Both teams have put a lot of effort in to try and getting that ball back.
Let's see the set piece move here from Jaypee. Gives it to the big hooker. Comes for Jambane. Still available to Jaypee. Tackle. Making their way slowly and even closer to that line is Jaypee. Diro marshalling his troops. Very patient Diro at the back there. Really getting his troops going. Penalty given there by the referee for the offside trap. Number one, the guilty party there. Prince Muela.
There's Tiro again, just marshalling his troops. They really want to capitalize here, Lux. Put some points on the board.
Are they over the line? Referee has a look. Not quite. Reaches for the line. Looks good to me. Looks good to the referee as well. That'll be a try for the Jaypee boys. Just had a look there. In his discomfort, Cooperis, I think, was a man that got that 5-pointer down. We'll just have a look, see at the replay. You could see the attempted maul that they tried to set up. There's Cooperis. Has a reach, onto the line. Try, says Mr. Pretorius.
Patience once again pulls through for Jaypee. You mentioned it as they were setting up that. Just remain calm, stay patient.
Confirmation that Kelvin Cooperis, the try scorer there, and Tiro did well to add the extra 2 points. It does bring play to 49 points to 24. Unfortunately, Kelvin, after scoring that try, does make his way off the park. Been in some discomfort.
He's had a tough game, he's played well.
He's done really well, competed well, and really jumped out fantastically. Hits one of the Jaypee locks on the head. That's something you don't see every day.
Just misreading that one a bit. Got another line out here to KES. Four minutes to go there. 24-49 to KES. They've really looked strong, I think, in the second half. KES really able to seal the deal on a lot of their opportunities.
Miscommunication there by Nkomo and Musana. Lovely wraparound tackle there by the center.
Just a bit messy there, Lux.
Mohlahleli still going, however. A little bit messy, but trust that man Tiro to be on the cleanup duty.
Strong tackle there.
Big hit. Did well to retain the ball. Jambane takes that ball up.
Jeppee committing a lot of men there. KES able to spread their defense a little bit better.
Miscue there by Tsatsane. Ball making its way out. It will afford King Edward another opportunity for a line out just outside the 10-meter line. Number 6 ball, it went again. Skew, says the referee.
Jeppee supporters not giving up there.
No, not giving up. The classic black and white between the schoolboys and the old boys, something that is known well by the Jaypee faithful.
KES scrum looking strong again. Just popping up a bit there. We'll reset.
Has handled the game well as Mr. Pretorius, the referee. I think has been fair both sides, has allowed play to continue, which has been good. And good discipline showed by both teams. I think that's fair enough to say. Been well disciplined. Games of this nature can easily, as we've seen in the past, they get quickly out of control with players being ill-disciplined, but this has been played in a really, really good spirit and good fashion.
It's really good to see, especially with the derby, such as this one. A lot of emotions, a lot of tension, but both teams and the ref have done a good job, I think.
Tsatsane sends the ball just outside the 22 of the visiting team. Whilst we wait for play to continue this side, another try has been scored by big lock forward Keegan van Niekerk by Grey High School. It's a derby that we spoke about a little bit earlier. Dell College, they're up against Grey High School for boys. As that game's going on, do tune in. That 22 minutes in, it is 12 points to 3 in favor of Grey. Back to the action now. This side plays just inside the 22. Tiro in possession of the ball. Kelema runs that ball up nicely.
Last 10 seconds rolling over here, Lux. Jaypee will want to just take advantage of this last opportunity of the game, you feel.
Clock's up on our side here, but Jaypee are not finished as Jambani has a run just shy of the line. Will be wonderful to see Jaypee come away with some points here. The forward men taking that ball up. Score us a try, says the supporters of Jaypee. Very close in doing so, inches away from that line. Even closer, they do seem to be over the line. I see a ball over the line there. Confirmation from the referee. Jaypee will come away with another 5-pointer there.
Strong show there in the dying seconds of the game.
Fantastic efforts, good die-hard spirit, not giving up into the end, and 5 points coming away from it. 2 late tries that Jaypee have managed to score here. It did look rather bleak for them at halftime, 17 points down. But 2 tries right at the death here. They got really, really close, and then we see the support players coming in. And over she goes there. Tiro does add the extra points. Makes the scoreline look respectable there. Confirmation of Jared Hawthorne, the try scorer there. Final word from you, Logan.
Definitely a cracking game from both teams, I think. And KES just doing a little bit more, going the extra mile. They're able to put a few more points on the board by a few. 18. Quite a fair show from them. I think the defense of Jaypee just let them down at critical times. But in saying that, KES definitely able to take control.
Certainly so, folks. Thank you very much for joining us here. The final score for today's encounter, it is 49 points in favor of the visitors versus the hosts, 31 points. 2 late tries from Cooperis and 1 from Haythorne made the score look respectable in terms of the home side. Victory for the first time since 2017 will be enjoyed by the men in red. A big thanks to all the supporters for coming out here today, and to Jaypee for hosting this wonderful fixture. From myself, Lucky Litsabo, and my co-commentator Logan Bismarck, together with the entire Sky production team, it's bye for now, and remember, let the kids play.
Ha ha!